Imagine this. Every single day you wake up to a blank canvas, and in your hand you hold the brush. That brush, it's the power of your choices. So let me ask you, what masterpiece will you create today? Every day is an opportunity, a fresh start, a chance to get better, to sharpen your skills, to rewire your mindset, to elevate your life. But let's be real. Growth doesn't just happen. Success doesn't land in your lap. You don't stumble into greatness by accident. You create it. You demand it. You take action. One of the most life-changing truths I've learned is this. Success is simply a series of small disciplines repeated every single day. And failure? It's just the opposite. It's the result of tiny bad decisions, bad habits repeated over time. The difference between winning and losing? It's not massive overnight transformations. It's the daily choices, the small shifts, the seemingly insignificant decisions that, when compounded, make all the difference. I've broken it down into 10 areas that, if you commit to improving daily, will change your entire trajectory. We'll touch on all 10, but let's start with the foundation, the thing that determines everything else. Your attitude. Listen, your attitude isn't just a mood. It's not just how you feel today. It's the lens through which you see the world. It's the driving force behind how you tackle challenges, how you handle setbacks, how you show up for yourself and others. And here's the truth. Your attitude is like a magnet. It's either pulling success toward you or pushing it away. Let me ask you, have you ever met someone who's always complaining? Someone who finds a problem for every solution? You think that kind of attitude is attracting success? No way. Negativity builds walls. It blocks opportunities. It pushes people away. Now, on the flip side, think of someone who radiates positivity, who lifts others up, who walks into a room and instantly makes people feel inspired. That kind of person, they attract opportunities like a magnet. People want to work with them, help them, support them. So here's the challenge. Improve your attitude a little bit every single day. Maybe today you practice gratitude, tomorrow resilience. The next day you focus on solutions instead of problems. Brick by brick, you're laying the foundation for a bulletproof mindset. And when your attitude shifts, everything else in your life follows. Your relationships, your business, your health, everything. Now, let's talk about the next game changer, communication. This right here, it's one of the biggest factors in your success. Why? Because everything in life, business, relationships, leadership, it all comes down to communication. If you can master how you express yourself, how you connect with others, how you listen and influence, your entire life changes. But let's clear something up. Communication isn't just about talking. In fact, the best communicators, they don't talk the most, they listen the best, they understand, they connect. And just like attitude, this is something you can improve every single day. Maybe today you focus on becoming a more active listener. Tomorrow you work on delivering your message with clarity and confidence. The next day you practice speaking in a way that inspires action. Little by little you refine this skill, and before you know it, you become the kind of person who commands attention, earns respect, and moves people to action. Because here's the bottom line, success isn't about luck, it's about habits. It's about showing up every day and making the small, powerful shifts that over time lead to massive transformation. So the question is, what are you doing today to create the future you want? Every day you're refining your voice. You're sharpening your ability to connect, to lead, to inspire. The way you communicate shapes the way the world responds to you. Think about it. Have you ever had a situation blow up over a simple misunderstanding? Maybe you assumed one thing, but the other person meant something entirely different. That tiny miscommunication turned into a massive problem. Now imagine this. What if you could improve the way you communicate just a little each day? How many conflicts could you avoid? How much deeper could your relationships become? How much influence could you gain? The power of communication isn't just in speaking, it's in understanding, in listening, in delivering your message with clarity and purpose. And the best part? You don't need to be born with it. You can build it. Now let's talk about another key to success, self-discipline. Self-discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's what separates people who dream from people who achieve. It's easy to be motivated when things are exciting, when you're feeling pumped. But what about when you're tired, when it's uncomfortable, when you don't feel like doing the work? That's when discipline kicks in. Let me be real with you. Without self-discipline, success isn't just difficult, It's impossible. You can have the biggest dreams, the best strategies, and all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to execute, none of it matters. Discipline is like a muscle. You build it through daily effort. You don't have to start huge. Maybe today you wake up 15 minutes earlier. Tomorrow you hit the gym even though you don't feel like it. The next day you stay locked in on your work without distractions. These little habits, they add up, they compound, and before you know it, you've built unstoppable momentum. Here's what most people don't realize. Self-discipline isn't just about willpower. It's about systems. It's about habits. When something becomes a habit, you don't have to rely on discipline. It becomes automatic. If you make it a habit to read 10 pages of a book every day, you don't need to force yourself to grow. It just happens. I once knew a young guy full of potential, bursting with ideas, but he had zero discipline. He'd start things with passion, but never finish. Every time something got tough, he'd move on to something else. And guess what? He never made any real progress. One day I sat him down and told him, if you don't develop discipline, your dreams will stay dreams. He took it seriously. He started small, finishing one task at a time, completing one project before jumping to the next. And over time, he became someone who could follow through no matter what. Fast forward to today, he's massively successful, and he'll tell you straight up, discipline was the game changer. But there's one more thing that holds people back even more than lack of discipline. Limiting beliefs. Most people aren't stuck because of their circumstances. They're stuck because of their mindset. They believe they can't do something simply because they've never done it before, or because someone once told them they weren't good enough. But here's the truth. Those beliefs, they're just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. Every single day you have the power to rewrite your beliefs. Instead of saying, I can't do this, shift it to, I'm learning how to do this. Instead of I'll never be successful, start saying I'm on the path to success. These small shifts in thinking, they rewire your mind. And when your mind changes, your life changes. I knew a guy once who was stuck in a cycle of negativity. Every obstacle seemed impossible. Every failure felt final. No matter what he tried, he couldn't move forward. One day, I told him straight up, you're focusing on the wrong things. Stop obsessing over what's wrong and start seeing what's possible. At first he resisted, but then he committed. He started reading just a few pages of an inspiring book every morning. He made gratitude a daily habit. He shifted his focus from problems to solutions, and little by little, everything in his life changed. His confidence skyrocketed, his success followed, and it all started with the simple habit of improving his mindset every single day. Now let's talk about one of the most valuable assets you have, your time. Time is the one resource that's completely equal for everyone. No matter who you are, you get 24 hours in a day. The difference between success and failure is how you use those hours. Because let's be honest, most people don't lack time, they waste it. They spend hours scrolling, procrastinating, making excuses. Then they wonder why they're not where they want to be. But successful people, they treat time like gold. They protect it, they maximize it. Here's the key. Be ruthless with your time. Every day ask yourself, is this moving me closer to my goals or further away? Cut out the distractions. Eliminate what doesn't serve you. Build habits that make every minute count, because once time is gone, you can never get it back. So here's my challenge for you. Pick just one area today, whether it's your communication, your discipline, your mindset, or your time management. Commit to improving just a little, and then do it again tomorrow and the next day. Keep stacking those wins, because success isn't about making one big move. It's about the small, powerful choices you make every single day. Success isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter, and that starts with how you manage your time. The great news, time management is a skill you can sharpen every single day. Maybe today you focus on setting clear priorities. Tomorrow you eliminate distractions. The day after you get comfortable saying no to things that don't serve your bigger mission. Every little improvement adds up. And before you know it, you're achieving more in less time, laser focused on what actually matters. Let me ask you, how often do you feel busy but not productive? How often do you spend hours on low-value tasks while the important things keep getting pushed aside? Listen, being busy is not the same as being productive. If you're not intentional with your time, you'll stay stuck in the same cycle, spinning your wheels without moving forward. That's why mastering time management is non-negotiable. Here's a game changer. Start every single day with a plan. Before the chaos hits, Take a few minutes in the morning to map out your top priorities, what absolutely needs to get done, what can be delegated or eliminated. And here's something most people miss. Don't just plan your work, plan your recovery. Because if you're running on empty, your productivity crashes. High performance is about balance. You need intensity and recovery. Without it, burnout is inevitable. I've worked with countless people who say, Tony, I just don't have enough time to get everything done. And I tell them the truth. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference? Successful people don't try to do everything. They focus on what moves the needle. They cut the fluff. They make time work for them instead of against them. So if you want to transform your life, start by transforming how you manage your time, make small improvements every day, and soon everything will start falling into place. Now, let's talk about something just as important, knowledge. The world is evolving every second, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. Growth is not optional. The more you know, the more you can do. The more you can do, the more value you bring, and the more value you bring, the greater the rewards you receive. So how do you stay ahead? Simple. Become obsessed with learning every single day. Maybe today you read a powerful article in your industry. Tomorrow, you listen to a seminar on self-development. The next day, you invest in a course to sharpen your skills. Each of these small steps builds momentum. Stack enough of them, and suddenly, you're more knowledgeable, more skilled, and more prepared than 99% of people around you. Most people think learning ends after school. Wrong. That's when real education begins. School might help you earn a paycheck, but self-education, that's what builds empires. Every wildly successful person you admire is a lifelong learner. They're obsessed with growth. They devour books, seek out mentors, and push themselves to constantly level up. Because they know the more they learn, the more they can achieve. So if you want to rise above the competition, if you want to create an extraordinary life, commit to learning something new every single day. And finally, let's talk about money. Your financial future doesn't just happen. It's something you create. And like anything else in life, it takes daily effort and discipline. Whether your goal is to break free from debt, build lasting wealth, or create financial freedom, it all starts with small, consistent actions. The truth, most people don't truly understand money. They know how to earn it, but they don't know how to manage it. And that's why no matter how much they make, they still struggle. But here's the good news. You can change that. Maybe today you start tracking where your money is actually going. Tomorrow you create a simple budget to make sure you're in control. The next day you commit to saving or investing just a small percentage of your income. These daily habits might seem small, but over time they completely transform your financial reality. Because wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and multiply. I've seen people earning 6 or 7 figures still end up broke because they never mastered money management. But I've also seen people with average salaries turn into millionaires simply by being disciplined with their finances. So, here's your challenge. Commit to mastering time, knowledge, and money, because when you do, you don't just survive, you dominate. Every day is a chance to improve. Every small habit is a step closer to the life you deserve. Stack those wins, and soon success won't just be possible, it'll be inevitable. Ever wonder why some people make a fortune but still struggle, while others earn less yet manage to build wealth? It's not about how much you make, it's about how well you manage it. The truth is, financial success isn't reserved for the lucky few. It's built on simple, powerful principles that anyone can learn. And the first rule? Spend less than you earn and invest the rest. It sounds basic, but it's the foundation of financial freedom. But here's the catch. It takes discipline. It means resisting the impulse to splurge today so you can build a future of financial security. It's about making smart money choices day after day until wealth becomes a natural byproduct of your habits. Ask yourself, how many times have you checked your bank statement and thought, where did all my money go? If that sounds familiar, it's time to change the game. It's time to take charge of your finances instead of letting them control you. And here's the best part. You don't need a massive overhaul. Small, consistent changes are what create unstoppable financial momentum. Now let's talk about something just as powerful, your personal growth. Life is movement. You're either evolving or staying stagnant. And let me tell you, if you're standing still, you're already falling behind. Every single day is an opportunity to improve. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. About refining how you think, how you act, and how you show up in the world. Maybe today you focus on self-awareness, understanding your strengths, your blind spots, and what truly drives you. Tomorrow, you commit to developing a new skill, something that sets you apart in your career or personal life. The next day, you work on mastering your emotions, learning to control your reactions and connect better with others. Every small shift compounds, and before you know it, you're not just living, you're thriving. Now, one of the most powerful tools in personal growth, clear, specific goals. Not just any goals. Goals that challenge you to step up. Goals that align with your deepest values and purpose. Because here's the truth. It's not just about achieving more. It's about becoming more. It's about evolving into the kind of person who naturally attracts success. So here's your challenge. Every day, set a goal that moves you forward. Maybe today it's reading a chapter of a transformational book. Tomorrow it's practicing a new habit for just 10 minutes. The day after, it's reflecting on your progress and adjusting your course. Success isn't built overnight. It's the result of daily intentional action. But here's something most people overlook. Personal growth isn't just about learning new things. It's also about unlearning the patterns, beliefs, and habits that are holding you back. Sometimes the key to growth isn't adding more, it's letting go. Letting go of limiting beliefs, letting go of fear, letting go of the excuses that keep you stuck. And the more you commit to this process, the more your life will transform. Because here's a lesson that changed everything for me. You don't get what you want, you get what you become. If you want success, you must think, act, and operate like a successful person. If you want extraordinary relationships, you have to become the kind of person who naturally attracts them. If you want abundance, you have to develop an abundant mindset. It all starts with you. And that brings me to one of the most powerful forces on the planet, gratitude. Gratitude has the power to shift your entire life. It's not just about feeling thankful. It's about training your brain to focus on what's right rather than what's missing. Because when you operate from gratitude, everything changes. You become more resourceful, more optimistic, more driven. You start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. So here's my challenge for you. Every single day, take a moment to focus on what you're grateful for. Not just the big things, but the little things, the lessons, the growth, the progress you're making. Because the moment you shift from scarcity to gratitude, you unlock a whole new level of success. At the end of the day, life is a series of small choices. The way you manage your time, the way you manage your money, the way you show up for yourself, stack enough good choices together and success becomes inevitable. So start today, master your money, elevate your mind, take charge of your life, because the future isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. Gratitude isn't just an emotion, it's a game changer. When you shift your focus from what's missing to what's already in your life, something powerful happens. You stop living in scarcity, you start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. And guess what? The more you appreciate what you have, the more good you attract. And here's the best part. You don't need some big moment to practice gratitude. It's in the little things. Today, take a second to acknowledge the people who've supported you. Tomorrow, recognize the simple blessings, your health, your home, the job that puts food on the table. The day after, be grateful for the struggles that made you stronger. Because when you train your mind to focus on what's right, your entire life shifts. Now, let me ask you, have you ever had one of those days where everything goes wrong? Where no matter what you do, it feels like life is against you? We've all been there. But here's the secret. Even on your worst days, there's something to be grateful for. Maybe it's the lesson you learned from a failure. Maybe it's the inner strength you built by pushing through. When you develop the ability to find gratitude even in the struggle, you take control of your mindset. You stop letting circumstances define you, and you start defining them. That's where the real transformation happens. Because gratitude isn't just about how you feel, it changes how you act. It makes you more patient, more giving, more open. When you focus on what you have instead of what's missing, you remove the fear of not having enough. And when you stop operating from fear, you start living in true abundance. That shift, that's what separates people who thrive from those who stay stuck. And just like a muscle, gratitude grows stronger the more you use it. Every single day, take a moment to appreciate something. Anything. Today, maybe it's the sunshine. Tomorrow, the food on your plate. The next day, the lessons hidden in your toughest moments. It doesn't have to be big. The power isn't in what you're grateful for. It's in the practice of gratitude itself. Now, let's be clear. Being grateful doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges. It doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. Life will test you. It will push you to your limits. But gratitude gives you the strength to say, this is tough, but I'm grateful for the resilience to push through. It shifts your perspective from what's wrong to what's possible, and that fuels the energy, the courage, and the drive to keep moving forward. I remember talking to a woman who was struggling. She had lost her job. Her relationship had ended. She felt completely lost. Every day felt like a battle. I sat down with her and said, listen, even in the storm, you've got to find something to be grateful for. At first, she resisted. She thought it was impossible, but she made a decision. She started small. Every day she wrote down just one thing she was thankful for, something simple. And slowly her mindset shifted. She started seeing possibilities where she used to see roadblocks. She rebuilt her life from the inside out. Today, she's happier and more successful than ever. And it all started with a commitment to gratitude, because here's what you need to know. Gratitude is contagious. When you practice it, people notice. Your energy shifts. Your outlook inspires others to see the good in their own lives. Your generosity encourages others to give more. Your appreciation lifts people out of negativity. So when you make gratitude a habit, you're not just changing your life, you're changing the lives of everyone around you. Now take a look at your own life. Think about everything we've talked about, your mindset, your discipline, your relationships, your time, your purpose, your finances, and most importantly, your attitude. How many of these areas could improve with just a little shift? What would happen if you committed to making small, intentional improvements every single day? Because the truth is, lasting transformation doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from daily, consistent action. That's where the real magic happens. That's where your breakthrough begins. And I've seen it over and over. People who commit to growth, who focus on progress instead of perfection, are the ones who achieve extraordinary things. So start now, train your mind to focus on what's right, cultivate gratitude, and watch how your entire world transforms. Success isn't an accident. It's the natural outcome of small, consistent actions stacked over time. So let me ask you, what's one thing you can do today to get just a little bit better? Maybe it's your finances. You take a hard look at where your money is going and make one small shift. Maybe it's your relationships. You reach out to someone just to tell them you appreciate them. Maybe it's your health, your mindset, your business. Whatever it is, the time to start is now, not tomorrow, not when everything lines up perfectly, right now. Because waiting for the perfect moment, that's a trap. The perfect time will never come. The secret is to start exactly where you are, with what you have, and commit to just a little bit of progress every day. Now think about it. What small action can you take today to start building that momentum? So it doesn't have to be a massive leap. It doesn't have to be flawless. It just has to be consistent. Because here's what happens. When you commit to those small improvements daily, they compound. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you're standing in a place you never thought was possible. But there's something even more powerful at play here. Purpose. Your purpose is what fuels every one of these daily improvements. It's the reason behind the discipline. It's what gives meaning to the grind. And when you have a clear sense of purpose, your motivation skyrockets, your discipline strengthens, and your gratitude deepens. But here's the truth. Purpose isn't handed to you. You don't just wake up one day and have it all figured out. You uncover it, you build it, you refine it, and just like everything else we've talked about, you develop it through small, intentional actions every single day. Today, maybe you take a moment to reflect what truly matters to you. Tomorrow, maybe you take one small step to align your actions with your values. The next day, you find a way to serve others, to contribute, to make a difference. Every single step brings you closer to a life of real purpose. And when you live with purpose, everything changes. Life becomes more fulfilling, more rewarding, more meaningful. Because life isn't about arriving at some final destination, it's about the journey. And that journey, it's built from the small daily steps you choose to take. Every day you have an opportunity. Every day you have a choice. You can stay where you are, or you can decide right now to become just a little bit better than you were yesterday. And when you make that commitment, when you choose growth, progress, and consistency, you'll realize something incredible. The journey itself is the reward. So ask yourself, what are you going to improve today? What's one small action, one daily discipline you can commit to that will move you closer to the life you want? Because success, it's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even hard work. It's the tiny, seemingly insignificant choices you make every single day. And guess what? Those choices are 100% in your hands. So start now, keep pushing, keep improving, because success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by the person you become.